I will talk about how you can connect Xano with Nected. So here you can see I have two database. One is user, one is lead scoring, and you can create some table using this option, like simply by adding here or importing your CSV file or Airtable file. Okay. So now let's go to the API section, and here I will show you how to connect the API with Nected in terms to connect the database as well. So here I will copy this base URL, right, and I will go to Nected dashboard. Here you can see I have came to the integration section, and from here I will just go to the API section and I will click on add. Now I will give this connector a name, for example Xano. I will give this is the basic URL or the base URL of the API, so I will just paste it here. I will test it. As you can see, it tested successfully, and I will publish it in staging. Now I will copy this and I will go to production. I will paste it here. I will test the connection, then I will publish it in production. Now why I'm connecting this, so they, for example, thought that you have a database in Xano, but as Xano does not support an external database, so you cannot create a custom complex business rule, or for example dynamic pricing or simple rule or anything else in Xano. So if you have a external database which you want to connect with Xano's database, and want to work with both of these database simultaneously, so then you can use Nected to connect both of these database and create custom rule. So now as we have connected this using API, I will go to the rule section. Let's say I'm creating a discounting rule based on my own database, and after the discounting rule will be applied, I want to call Xano to call the Xano's database. So I will just go to Nected. I will click on discounting rule. Here I have created a simple rule, and at the bottom I have an option called add action. Here I will select Xano, and here I will give the URL path. Now let's say I want to call this user thing that will give me all the user data after the discounting rule will be applied. So I will just copy the endpoint from here and I will paste it here. Now you can see that base URL is this, so I can delete the base URL from here, and this is what the URL path will look like. Now as this method was get, so I will give the method as get and I will save this. Now let's test it. So here I have already given the data. Now test it. So here you can see the output in JSON, and here is the action. So we have successfully called the API in Xano, and here is the output I can see. So this is how you can connect Xano with Nected and use it in a custom rule inside Nected. So that's all for this video. Thank you. We have discussed how you can connect Xano with Nected, but in this video I will talk about how you can call Nected within Xano. So if you remember, we have created this discounting rule and we have connected Xano here. So what I will do now, I have published this rule after testing it. So now I will go to production and I will click on this gear icon and I will copy the API in curl. So I have copied the curl code, and now I will go to Xano's dashboard. Here you can see, you can find the function option here in library. Now I will create a new function. Let's say I'm giving it name of discounting rule, and I will save this. So here the function is created. Now you can create any input, you can create anything, you can call anything here from here. You can call your database as well, but I'm not doing that. I'm just keeping it blank because I will just show you here how you can call Nected within Xano. So here you can see here is the function stack where you can call Nected's API. So I will just click on here and I will go to the API and lambdas and I will click on external APIs. Now here is the option to add the input API. So here is an option called import curl. So I will click here, I will paste it, I will import the API here. So as you can see now, it is all set, and I will save this. Now if I run this, although I don't have any input or any other function, but I just have this API, I'm just going to show that if the API is working or not. So if I run this and debug, I will click on this run button, and if everything okay, so it is working. You can see this, the success message and the result. That is everything is showing here, that how what contains in this API. So this is how you can connect Nected's API or Nected's rule within Xano. Now if you want to create any input, you can create that from here. If you want to connect a database, like for example the lead scoring database, I want to use it as my input. So I'm just I have just imported this. So from here you can select on required yes or no and everything else. And regarding of this inputs, you can create some custom function as well. You can create some custom functions like this. If I click on discounting rule, although I cannot do that because I'm inside the discounting rule, so I will just close it. I'll just click on add, and here you can do, here you can, we can create a condition that if the prospect ID is let's say, mm, here I can select anything from here, like let's say it is text. Okay, so we know that the prospect ID is text, so if this is text, then I want to call this API. So can I just put it here? Yes, see, so if it is prospect ID this is text, then it will call the API, and if that does not the case, then it will just stop the debugging. Okay, and it will show the lead number, let's say. Okay, and let's not give it text, I'm giving it prospect ID itself, because it always will match. And according to this, you can just run and debug, and after you have run it successfully, you will see the similar kind of execution, you'll see the similar kind of success message, and after that you can just click on publish, and you can give a publish message, although it is not mandatory, it is optional. So I'll just click on publish, and the function will be published. You can see here the discounting rule is published. So this is how you can connect Nected API within Xano, and you can call Nected's rule within Xano. This is how you can work with both Nected and Xano. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching.